And we come in the name of love. We come in service to that love. Because 2 days from now, we will be receiving an amazing invitation from the Cosmic Mother, Mother Mary, who will be appearing in our galaxy, in our earth plane. And my dear friend, Patty Diane Coate-Robles, shared with us an amazing piece of information from the Company of Heaven, which I shared with you on Heart to Soul. And we are hoping to do 2 special vigils in recognition of the role that Mother Mary, the Cosmic Mother, has in the preparations for the coming of the Cosmic Christ in a profound way on December 21st. So we are hoping on the Tuesday the 11th and Wednesday the 12th at this time to dedicate the 24 hours beginning at midnight on the Tuesday this week and the Wednesday leading in to the Thursday morning in recognition for the Divine Mother as the mediatrix of all grace and blessing, for bringing to us Jesus, the barefoot Galilean, who when he resurrected, he became the Cosmic Christ, where he had to wait 2,000 years to fulfill his prophecy to your heart and mine. And that prophecy expires when the Piscean age ends at midnight on the 21st of December, only days away. And then on the 21st, 22nd, we have the dawn of Aquarius, a time of great spiritual enlightenment, a time that many have waited for. Many have prophesied about this major event in the evolution of man as part of our spiritual pathway to the Supreme. And our coming together each night, each day, at 12 midnight, is to empower the children of God to come back to their heart and embrace their truth, to embrace their I Am presence, to embrace the Cosmic Christ, whom they have met in a previous life. And you and I are so honored to be living in this amazing incarnation. Yes, it's challenging. Yes, it is stretching us on all levels, in our mind, in our body, and in our spirit. But in saying that, my heart recognizes a subtle change is happening, preparing me to surrender more to the Cosmic Christ. Our ancestors longed for this day, but we, their descendants, are privileged to be able to embrace a new consciousness, a heart consciousness, not a mind consciousness. The mind consciousness reigned for 2,000 years after the death of Christ. That is my understanding, where so many became lost in their egoic identity and personality. But the mind is a gift from God, and if used sensibly with the heart, it can become the most effective tool to heighten awareness of the Christ. For the cosmic Christ is not an idea. It's not an old wives' story. It's a reality. And the proof that we have are the ancient prophecies given to us from learned men and women who lived in previous civilizations long before Jesus was born. The Mayans, for example, and the Egyptians, their calendar shares so much with us about the tree of life. And the tree of life is an important part of my spiritual journey as an interspiritual Franciscan. For my spirituality is rooted in Celtic spirituality, which embraces God through the natural world, mindful of the influence of the elements and brother sun and sister moon. It's a spirituality that is simple. It is all-encompassing. It is all-embracing. And it is rooted in the heart, which is the gateway to your soul, the gateway to God, the mystical heart of God. And the mystery is a journey of trust. It is not a journey of exploring it through academia. It is a journey that once you surrender your heart to your truth, your divine truth, your sacred truth, that you are a beloved of God, then something happens within you. And words cannot describe what really takes place, only God. And what transpires is done in silent reflection, where the soul's DNA is reawakened to that truth, to the mystery of the incarnated Christ, the barefoot Galilean, who takes on the new role of the cosmic Christ and takes us by the Spirit to experience the face of his Father, Mother God. It is a beautiful journey. Yes, it's a journey of faith. But the gift of faith is available to every child of God. But they have to ask for that gift. And that's why so many choose not to. Because they see it as above them, maybe beneath them, not part of them. But you do, and I do, and that's why we're here. Let us just close our eyes for a moment. And let us ask the cosmic Christ, in the presence of the feminine energies of God, those sacred feminine energies replicated through Isis, Kuan Yin, Magdalena, Mother Mary, and many of the ascended female masters, Lady Portia, Lady Nada. Let us just now use the gift of free will and call on the Spirit of God to enable us understand that God the Supreme is all around us. That the divine is not up there, that the divine is here and in our heart. in our heart. And we now ask the Father, Mother God, in the name of the Cosmic Christ, to allow the Spirit of truth guide us in our understanding that the Supreme is present here, now, around us. So I would like to share with you some points, some notes that will enable us to understand, hopefully, more about the mystery of what awaits us in a matter of days. It is not a time of gloom and doom. It's not a time for running away and taking shelter. It's a time for standing on the highest mountain and allowing your heart scream, shout aloud the praises of God. Because our time has come to embrace the I Am Presence, the Cosmic Christ. God is not far from each one of us, for in Him we live and move and have our being. How many times have you and I heard that from the Acts of the Apostles? If ultimately only God satisfy our infinite longing, only He fills the hole in the heart. It might look as if we had to set out on a desperate search for Him. And because the words of earth can only indirectly, obliquely indicate the realities of heaven, there is a sense, isn't there, in which we do indeed have to search for God, to seek if we are to find, and to knock if it is to be open to us. But it is an odd sort of searching, for it ends with the discovery that God is and has been with us all the time. Remember the beautiful poem, The Footprints in the Sand, when you and I thought they were our footprints, when times were bad and we hit an all-time low. And then the Spirit of God speaks to us the words of the Christ. Hey, they are not your footprints. They are mine, for I have carried you. It's such a beautiful piece of poetry because it brings you back to your heart. Okay. Because we can speak of God only obliquely, in our talk with Him, we shall get tied up in all sorts of inconsistent spatial metaphors, don't you think? But that doesn't matter, because what godly men try to tell us makes sense in spite of the apparent contradictions. And we have seen so many of those contradictions, even from within the established religions of the world. We need to come back to our heart, because the truth is already there. But so many today live like sheep. They need to be led. The Cosmic Christ consciousness takes away that need to be led and replaces it with the need to show leadership, to show ownership, that God is present, that God is within us, that God is in nature, and that the voice of God will speak to us. And no need to be led by our nose like a bull with a ring and a bit in our mouth like a horse. So many people today expect to be led by their leaders. And so many leaders lead their children astray by enforcing dogma that is out of date, dogma that does not resonate with the culture of the time. But if we listen to our heart, the Christ will speak to us and will update that information just like a computer. If you need to update all your virus software, your antivirus software, you set a program and it does it for you automatically. So having the Spirit of God within us, the Spirit of love sets the time for our updates to come from God 24/7. We don't need to set them, because once we have surrendered our heart, we will be reminded throughout the day and even throughout our sleep. And that is the beauty of being in service to love. We discover God as our environment. That's so important. God as our environment. In the homely image of the psalmist, he is about our path and about our bed and familiar with all our ways. That is a loving Father, Mother God. It is in him, to quote Paul again, that we live and move and have our being, our very existence in God, from God, for God, through God. A human individual with a powerful personality may be said to invade us as an alien, destroying our autonomy and forcing us into their own mold, so that we lose our own identity and become mere copies of his. That's how it was for me in the monastic life. 44 years ago, on the 8th, when I took my habit and I was given my new name, Brother Jude, I ceased to be Sean, and I became Brother Jude. I was replicating an ancient tradition going back to the 14th century of our order. And then we were slowly losing our interdependence on self and becoming more codependent on the rule of life that would speak to us rather harshly, rather unfairly, and at times it often seemed unchristian. But cosmic Christ consciousness empowers us to take responsibility for who we are as a beloved, recognizing that God the Supreme is present in everything, in everyone, in every place, in every place, in every situation. God is present. In the air that you and I breathe, in the rays of the sun, in the sound of a bird, in our cats and dogs and pet rabbits, God is present. Because the animal kingdom only know love. They only know love. And they give love. But if they meet an owner who's a tyrant, who has no love or time for them, then of course the animal will replicate what the person is thinking and doing. But if the owner is a person who is loved and can share love, then our pets replicate our love. So they exchange love with love. So God begins to live in me, said Thomas Merton, not only as my creator, but as my other and true self. other and true because I spend much of my time fabricating a false self instead of allowing God to create me. Let us come back into our heart, and let us sit together with one another. Let us hold each other's hand as we sit under the tree of life, where angels are present, and we can see the sacred staircase with angels ascending and descending, and God is present. And around us are all the things we treasure and respect in our faith journey, our beloved pets, for they are the closest thing to us to God, for they are the only thing that we know we can trust. Because friends, humans, family, often they can seek their revenge on us. But our pets only give love. So let us sit by the stairway to heaven, and let us see the angels descending with blessings for you and me to prepare us, to reawaken the Christ within us, the cosmic Christ. And as we sit holding each other's hand, in the center there is a candle burning to represent the presence of God. And our pets are sat right next to us because we can hear them and we can sense their little heartbeats. And now we can sense the presence of God flowing from their little hearts into our heart. And Gaia is overlooking this, and she is so proud of the animal kingdom because they have never let her down, because they have been her eyes and ears. And they've only administered love. And yet look how mankind treats them. But we are here to celebrate the gift of the Supreme in the animal kingdom. We are here to give thanks for the unconditional love that you and I and many more besides receive each waking moment from God's creatures. And the angels who are ascending are taking the love from our heart to the Supreme. And in recognition for our service and our love and our selflessness and reverence for the Cathedral of Life, the angels who descend the sacred staircase are now coming to us with a beautiful basket. It's dazzling in the sun's rays as if it has been coated by diamonds. And inside the baskets that are placed in front of us, there is an envelope. And inside that envelope, we open it and we see the most beautiful handwriting in gold. And it reads, "To my beloved child, to my beloved child whom I love more than anything I have created, I am inviting you to experience a major event that I have initiated for all my children. And this event begins right now, when you accept to come, to behold my face in all that is, to hold the love that I have shared with you from the moment you were born, and to enfold the mystery that I am with you. Though you may not see me, I am with you. I am with you in the animal kingdom, and in particular, the selfless little darlings that have made their home with you. I sent them to you. You didn't seek them. They found you because I sent them. I sent them to you as a gift through Gaia, that they would walk with you, that they would take on board your suffering, and that they would try and spare you unnecessary pain and rejection. So the little creatures that you see around you now where you are, they are not just a rescued animal. They were chosen for you. They were handpicked for you. To be a vortex of my love, so that when you're down and troubled, alone and fearful, they are there. Because they are my beating heart in your life. It is the most tangible thing that you can touch, that is me. So I invite you through them to listen to my every word in the silence of your soul. Because when you allow my creatures around you, you will instantly recognize my voice. Because the creatures I have created for you know my voice. That's why when you see them still and apparently asleep, they are not. They are transfixed in my presence, for they can see me and I can see them. So come and embrace the Divine Mother when she comes to prepare you. And my Son awaits you in this global event of freedom. Because I called you by your name many lifetimes ago, and you have come, and you have followed, and you have listened with all your heart. Because you are my child, and I love you. So be still now, and know that I am with you now more than I've ever been with you. For these are challenging times, separating the wheat from the chaff, so as to protect my children who have surrendered their heart to my heart. Be still and know that I am with you right now. Be whole, hold and full, and listen to your God speak to you through nature, through the cathedral of life, the cathedral of God, and especially through the little creatures from the animal kingdom, for they are my eyes and ears for you. And when you are troubled and down and afraid, they have been commissioned to stand by you, to walk beside you, and not abandon you. Be at peace. Embrace that peace, and embrace the love that I offer you every day through the animal kingdom.